Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the refugetemplenabi back again, and we're going to discuss this new travel channel and how it is going to be designed, right? And so, for a while, people never really paid attention to the men that were leaving for a purpose, right? It's always been the strut around on the beach thing, but there is more to it than this. So let's discuss what this channel is going to be about. The mission of this channel is still going to be this ministry that I've been doing for children all over these lands, right? But now that we've made headway into it, it's giving me a perspective and an ability whereby we have access into parts of countries, especially the ones that I travel to, that gives us a higher probability of being able to find people that are in line with us on a spiritual level, meaning that the women follow the men. That's all that spirituality that they need. Whatever got them to that, whether it was culture, whether it's spiritual culture, whatever, you have in these places women that are more aligned with wanting good men than in the United States. And we'll get to that in a minute as Kevin Samuels breaks this down with T.I. Alright? And I don't know how many people have seen this. Right, so that's one thing. We're going to discuss the who, what, when, where, and the why, primarily the why brothers must escape this. Why there must be a mass exodus, especially of the spiritual brothers. Alright, the Most High never told us to be with people involved in witchcraft, that wish for your deletion from the planet, or that wish to eliminate children from the community. Our first commandment was be fruitful and multiply. You can't be aligned with people that want as an option the ability to delete children in the belly. Okay? You can't do that and call yourself a spiritual person. Alright? I would question your morality as a man to support such an act. Alright? So, if you don't want to be a part of that, then you must exit. It must be an exodus of the righteous men. And so, this is going to be optimal places that we can go to and find potential based on what's more appropriate for us. It's not going to be a cookie cutter thing, but it's going to be informative so that people and brothers, primarily brothers, as individuals can make up their mind as to what to do. The Caucasian men sell a lot of information on how to pick up women, where to go, this, that, and the other, in a way that we don't. And we hide important information that brothers should know. This channel will not do that. We will not hide information out of jealousy, or we will not misrepresent things to try to sell you something. All right, so with that said, let's roll out. The one thing I want you to keep in mind is this, that the American B-Dub is not worthy of a traditional husband because she's not a traditional woman. A traditional woman would save herself, childbearing, unless she was a widow, right? But they would save all of that for a husband, not get ran through and then say, I need a husband, right? But even then, Kevin Samuels in his passing, whom women rejoiced at his passing, I want you to understand this. He started to come to some different conclusions too. Pay attention to this.
100,000 plus or minus, but the point is, you go to black women and say, what do you want? Or women, period, because most women want this, but sisters more than anything else have a different mating calculus than most women. Assortative mating, black women, according to the data, statistics, Match.com. Right. See, online dating is giving us a lot of information. Black women rate looks higher than any other group.
Black women rate looks
and height.
Looks and height.
And he's not lying. When you leave the United States, right, women rate your ability to take care of them over everything else, and they are attracted to that to the point where that makes you look better. In other words, they see strength and they see beauty in responsibility. And no, the black women see completely the opposite. Look at some of the examples he's about to lay out.
Looks and height, man. So and your money. Show last night. I had a woman. You'd be amazed how many women would not be willing to accept men who are blue collar, even if they made more money.
What,
brother? This goes deep. So
is it about the money? Or is it about the look?
It's about how her friends will perceive her.
It's about how her friends will perceive her man.
Y'all come back home.
Ladies, say this shit ain't so.
Say it.
The most dangerous thing to a black woman trying to be a good black woman is other black women. Alright? The most dangerous thing to a daughter that's coming into her own and getting out there, getting with good men, is the advice of her mother, if it's a single mother. Alright? And you could just look at the track record.
It ain't so.
Somebody come in here and say this shit ain't so. So ladies, please. I'm a single Dina.
How many times have I been in the club and I'm standing next to a guy who's a contractor and he's out earning all the brothers standing in suits, but the women will laugh at the contractor. In the black community, I tell women, if you want a good man, the majority of men making over 6 figures got a truck.
Damn. A word truck.
And the dudes that's in the suits got a bill.
Man, there's so much success though. I mean, I don't know. Where did you get these statistics?
Blackdemographics.com.
All right. Now, here's the reason why T.I. don't know much about all these things. One, he's married to Tiny from Escape. Some of y'all may know that. The other thing that you need to be aware of, that nobody is really researching this except for a few people, and that is because plausible deniability. They work the simps and the people that are really the adversary of the good Afro men in the black community worship the ground that the BW walk on, while she worships the Caucasian man as a deity. Even though he's not really conquered anything, remember, most of the people in these lands was wiped out by disease. All right, let that sink in. The final part to this, that this is a no depolicing zone, right? Because the depolice never was concerned about the ABW bringing the seed of the Caucasian male into the community. All right, but they try to keep the Afro man from leaving this bondage of said community. Understand? Why the crabs in the bucket? Who knows? But it doesn't matter. We don't have to put up with it, and they can stay and meet that wall with the BW. The rest of us, we must exodus in order to save our seed in the future of the children that we may have. We can no longer trust, or the BW, the ABW in the United States in mass is no longer appropriate for spiritual men, and we have to go look elsewhere to find the moral value that we need to raise our seed. The United States is in such a place that they don't want people to tell the truth about what a real woman is. So let that sink in. It is truly a dead place in a dead culture, lifestyle. With that said, let's get going.